Welcome back to Angler Carl, and in this video today I'm going to be showing you how to plumb up on the Waggler, because the Waggler is such an awesome method. I did a video recently fishing the Waggler and it is just a cracking method, and I'm going to be giving you loads of lessons on the Waggler, how to do different stuff. So today is all about plumbing up. Now it's very important that when we fish the Waggler, before we do anything, we find out what the depth is out there. And the reason that's important is because you want to land as much fish as possible. So the first thing you're going to need is a plummet, of course. When it comes to plummets, some people will use split shot. However, and this is just personal preference, I've always preferred something like a little 10-gram Guru plummet. I find they're dead easy to put on. All you do is you just slide the hook through the eye of the plummet, bring it down, and then lift the hook through the little rubber bit, the insert on the bottom of the plummet, and you're good to go. On your Waggler, you will have a shot rating, sort of like a weight rating, such as like 2AA or 3AA or what have you. There'll be honestly, there's so many different ratings of Wagglers out there. It's impossible for me to tell you them all. What I personally do, I look at the rating of the Waggler and I will put half of the shot in on the line. And the reason why I put on half my shot when I'm plumbing up is because, say if I put on all my shots straight away and then I chuck it out with the plummet on, I'll get a false reading. So that's why I always go half shot in, because I want the rest of the half of the weight to obviously be the plummet and registering it in terms of the depth. And I'm going to show you what to look for, you know, say if you're plumbed too shallow, too deep. Right then, so once you've got your plummet on and everything set up and you've got your shots on, some people will use float stops to hold their Waggler. I personally myself will use shot. It's just the way I've always done it. I prefer it that way. Now it doesn't matter, because even if you use float stops, as I mentioned previously, you're just adding half of the weight what's rated on the Waggler. That is very important. Always put half the weight on. Now I'm here today at Ravenfield Ponds on the Great Pond, and what it's always worth doing is sort of researching the lake you're at and what depth it is. So I'm probably assuming, I don't fish Great Pond much, but I'm assuming in that margin it's going to be about what, 4 feet, 4.5 feet. So I'm going to guess it and I'm going to see how accurate it'll be. And what we're looking for when we're plumbing up, we're looking for that orange band just to be showing, and we don't want the body of the Waggler showing, we just want the orange band showing. That is when we're plumbed up correctly. And again, I'm going to go through if you're too deep or if you're too shallow and what that will look like. So I'm going to sort of like guess my depth. I'm going to have a think of what it will be. I mean, to get it bang on first go, folks, you'd be the most, you know, you'd be the most luckiest person in the world. And that float has sunk straight under. So that means that we're set too shallow, because essentially what's happening as that plummet's going down to the bottom of the lake, it'll drag the floor under. But if it's too deep, when the plummet hits it, it'll just sit above the water column. So I hope that makes sense. It does sound kind of confusing at first, but you will get the hang of it. Now I've plumbed up, I can put my shotting pattern on, and I always go, when I'm fishing maggots, I always go for a bit of a strung out shotting pattern. And that is generally what I'll do. I'll string the shot out, and then what we're looking for when we've took the plummet off and we're putting a shot on, we're looking to just chuck it out and to dot it down to the orange tip. And that is how you know you're fishing perfect, because we've already plumbed the depth, we know it's that deep, and then we take that off and then we add the shot. I'd add 2 shots at a time, or maybe 1, and then check it and then add another one and then add another one. And what you're looking for is it's so just the orange tip is showing. Essentially what we're doing now, we're just adding the weight what is required to dot that Waggler down right to the orange tip. And once we've done that, we're ready to get fishing. So then folks, that is how you plumb the depth when waggler fishing, and as I previously mentioned, it just takes a bit of patience. Sometimes it can be a bit long-winded, you know, just adjusting things and getting it fine-tuned. But as I said before, when you do get everything fine-tuned, you get plumbed up perfectly, the rewards should be great. Now today, unfortunately, there is times in fishing when you can do absolutely everything right and the fish just aren't biting and the fish just don't want it. That's life, unfortunately, so it is what it is. That is pretty much it for this short little video. I will be doing more sort of like teaching videos like this, so definitely make sure you subscribe to the Angler Carl YouTube channel. It's free of charge and it doesn't cost you a penny, and I really do appreciate it when you subscribe to the channel, and share this video around as well with anyone that you know is getting into waggler fishing and maybe they're struggling with plumbing up. I think this video will really help them out. And yeah, leave a like, post comments down below if you have any tips yourself where you can help people out, and if you are fishing on the waggler, have a good one.